He said NASDAQ has taken support before you went live. Oh no. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. If this is not your first stream, I'm your host, Roy Dunya. I'm going to turn on my camera here in a second, but I'm gathering myself after the gym. As you guys may know, I was a little bit under the weather last week. Appreciate all the best wishes and support. You guys know the drill. Nothing can stop us. What else? Oh yeah, shout out to my doc, Dr. Yoon. All right. He didn't prescribe me nothing. He just reminded me that I have the dog in me, and that's how I recovered. I called my doctor. He's a good friend of mine. We went to college together. Ended up going to med school. Surprisingly enough, if you hear this, fucking shockingly made it to med school. Just to everybody's dismay, made it to med school. All jokes aside, is my go-to. And I called him and I was like, bro, I got these chills, fatigue, fever, the sweats. I got, body aches. Bro, is this the COVID? Is this it? Should I start writing my vows? Not my vows, my fucking, you guys know what I'm talking about? Should I start writing my, you know what I'm saying? Making considerations? And he was like, bro, that virus is scared of you, not the other way around. He said, stop being a bitch or something like that, right? That wasn't verbatim, but it was something like that. And next thing you know, I'm cured. Isn't that crazy how that works? Good morning, people. The power of the mind. Some of you, this is your first stream here. You are absolutely confused and shocked. Some of you are in absolute a state of bewilderment. I don't blame you, right? This is not the environment for that makes sense. This is an environment where we win. And sometimes winning just does not make sense, because if it did, everyone would be doing it. Good morning, people. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys have seen the interview with me and Peter Tuchman at the New York Stock Exchange. Put a 1 in the chat. If you guys are just showing up, I will be taking a long position on NASDAQ as soon as we clear the 18,290. I took a long position this morning on a CFD account. Ended up taking a slight loss because I entered a bit premature. So I entered right at 317, which was this area of support right here. Market came through, hit stop loss, went well past it, but then all the body of the candles kept closing above that stop loss area. And there's some construction outside, so let me close this up. Let me see if we can get this to work. Okay. I don't know how my camera is going to look, people, so I'm going to try to make this work. I don't know if this lighting is going to be it. Oh, shit. This might be it. Kind of. Who gives a fuck? All right, people, we're here to make money. This is not a beauty pageant. That was a note to self. Here's exactly what we're about to do. I finally made it back to the gym today, so I need you guys to say a slight prayer. Say everything in my way. I got a lot to catch up on. And yeah, I'm coming back with full force, ready to keep this show on the road. If you are in Europe, let us know which country or city that you're in. We're going to be doing a European tour in April and May. April and May. Okay. Likely around the first week of May or the last week of April. So let me know which city you guys are from, and we'll make sure that we add that to the list. Let's take a tour of all the different pairs that we looked at yesterday on the Sunday market outlook and see what we have here. So NASDAQ clearly hit stop loss. The body of the candles closed above that stop loss zone, but regardless, trade still got closed. So now I'm looking for a potential re-entry. I think that 18,290 is a safe place, that as soon as we break back above, safe to start buying again. To be honest, I got half a mind to start buying here. And I'm just trying to be more responsible this year, which is if I know that there is a higher probability entry somewhere, meaning the best risk and reward entry is going to be down here. But if I can wait for a confirmation from the market, like some kind of solid break back above a buy zone or a rejection, that would add to my win rate significantly. So, okay, so if I had waited for a rejection here or here prior to entering the trade this morning, I wouldn't have taken the trade and would have done wonders for my bottom line. So being more selective, and hopefully that's a lesson that everybody can learn along with me this year, which is really taking that selectivity to the next level. Which is, look, if it's not crossing all the confirmations, I don't want to take it because it's just going to mess up my record. It's going to mess up my bottom line, my P&L, and ultimately the amount of money I get to take home. Okay, so NASDAQ 18,290. That's the zone I'm looking to take a long entry at. Think about it like a buy stop. Okay, I don't ever usually take buy stops, but as soon as we cross, I'm looking to enter. Another way to do this trade would be to enter half on the break back in and half on the retest. That way, if the market does come up, hit this zone, and then crash, you don't have a full position on, you can still have some ammo on the sidelines and be below the maximum risk. Okay? A little food for thought. UJ, not interested as of right now. Bitcoin continuing to climb back at 68,000. Wow. Gold, just, God, if only there was a stream somewhere out there that just would have told somebody. If only there was a stream somewhere that just would have told somebody that this was the trade. Oh, wait, you're on it. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do for y'all. I'm going to go and find the receipt. Be like, Roy, are you really going to go and find the receipt for this trade? Yes. It's like, because it's that important. I know I covered gold here. That's Nas. Nas. That's UJ. BTC. Oh, this is before it even popped off. We can go to Sunday Market Outlook and look at this too. We can just look at yesterday. Here's the dollar. Here's NAS. US 30. EU. BTC. Oh, we spent a good amount of time on BTC yesterday, didn't we? All right. Well, this is taking way too long. Gold headed up to, I said the first target was 21.78. That target got smashed. Second target is 21.95. Now it's time for the magnets to come out. Now it's time for the magnet to come out in full force. Super secret magnet indicator, can't get it anywhere other than this stream, kind of. Right? Am I right or am I wrong? Super top secret magnet indicator, undefeated, undisputed, 21.95 for gold. And then this is a little bit ballsy here, but we got 20. Yeah, we have 2222. You guys remember the 2222? On the way there, if you're surprised, big shocker. I'm not surprised. In the wise words of Nate Diaz, I'm not surprised. Okay, US 30 headed down to the buy entry, 39,200. Gonna let this thing fall to the entry. Let the price come to you. This is what we mean. Okay, like I can't make price go faster. I can't just get in and hope something happens. I'm going to let price come to my entry. Once it's there, it's easy for the taking. I'm going around the horn here trying to see if there's any opportunities. All I see really is right now it's NASDAQ and US 30. I see US 30 making a deeper pullback, and that is possible. for NAS as well. But I see more of a deep pullback on US 30 than NASDAQ. NASDAQ still very aggressive. Give me a second. Let me mark this off. What I'm doing right now is just basically marking off the same exact levels, same exact structure, just doing it from scratch, just to make sure that I have my perspective set correctly. Okay. Support, resistance, discount, premium. You guys get the drill. Beautiful break above resistance. What I'm going to do is go body to wick. Once I find out where the body is over here, there's the body. The people on YouTube probably have no freaking clue what I'm doing right now. I just realized that if you have not taken the masterclass, this might be gibberish. But that's fine. Perfectly acceptable to not know what you're looking at if you don't know what you're looking at. Good morning, Mukesh. Good morning, everybody else on YouTube. Drop a like if you guys are on this stream right now. If you're alive, unless you're a dead fish, drop a like on the stream. It would be greatly appreciated. Okay, so we have a beautiful continuation model here. The question is, are we going to go in for the deep retest, or are we going to go stay here for the shallow retest? So shallow retest is anywhere between that 70 to 90% range. Okay, we have the sell model broken, new high established, retest back inside the sell range, and then shallow retest is anywhere between that 70 to 90%. The deep retest is anywhere between that 20 to 50%. Okay. I'm not looking for that deep retracement as as of right now. I'm really just looking for this support to hold, so kind of a recovery here and a push back up. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Doesn't matter. I'm going to be able to buy it up. I mean, obviously it does matter. If I lose 0.25%, then it's 0.25% out the window. But confident that if I lose one of these trades, then I'll make it up on the last one. If I take one more position today, whatever the third trade is has to be at least a 3-to-1 for me to recoup my losses. So I have to be very selective here over what I'm risking or how I'm trading. But that's the nature of the game. Lose small. There's only 3 options. Okay, this is for everybody's notes. There's only 3 options. I don't know if this is a Mark Douglas quote, but this like rings in my head every day for the last 4 years. There's only 3 things that should happen once you put on a trade. Small loss, small win, or big win. Okay, these are the only 3 possibilities. If you have a big loss, what does that mean? You over leveraged. So you can either have a small loss, so just a regular loss as part of your trading plan. It's all part of, it's all part of the script. You have a small win, which most of the time that's exactly how trading is going to be. You're going to have some base hits, and then eventually you'll have some big wins. Okay? Anything other than that is a sign of over leverage, and that's where we got to talk. All right, we're almost back above the 12.8 or the 18,290. So I'll be looking to take a buy position here very, very soon. What I want to do is make sure that the market doesn't go into the zone and then wick reject. So I want to see it break into the zone. All right, once we break into the zone, ideally we can get a closure, but we still have 50 minutes on this candle. So let me see if I can watch it on the 30 and then the 15. So what I'm doing is, as I'm moving down the time frames from the 1 hour to the 30 to the 15, I'm looking to see if it's all the same candle. So you guys can see on the 1 hour, 30-minute, and 15-minute, we're looking at the same exact candle. It's only one candle that is breaking through this zone. So as opposed to having to wait for the 1 hour candle, which is going to close in 50 minutes, in which case I would have missed the trade, I can scale down to another time frame and I can look for a potential closure on this time frame. And that would give me a much better chance of getting a precision entry as opposed to trying to look at it on the higher time frames. Make sense? Okay. Now, let me know if there's any hot topics that you guys have seen, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's anywhere else. Danny Ferrali says Lebanon would love to meet you. Sharafna. I'm gonna be there, I think May 1st, bro. Al Eid. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it down there. So that's why we're trying to make the Euro tour work so we can hit the European tour. I gotta go see my family in Lebanon for a few days and then continue straight to Dubai for the last spot on the tour. He said, if you don't know, now you know. C4 is in the house. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Oof, clean break back in. What I'm going to do is wait for a pullback to that 290 zone and get in. Wait for the 290 zone and get in. I've been enjoying the paper trading on TradingView so much that I'm going to open a Forex.com or an OANDA brokerage account just because of how much I love this interface. Everyone's trying to pitch me the next DX trade knockoff. And I love it, guys. Again, I've been saying this. I love the market competition. I love everybody grinding to become a household name. This is the shit I live for. This is what gets my blood going in the morning. This is what I love. But we're not going to sit here and lie to each other like TradingView isn't the fucking GOAT. All right. And I'm just going to put that out there straight up. I don't know if they want me advertising them that aggressively, but this is me just being as honest as possible and as candid as I can. The user interface is top notch. The features and the accessibility is top notch. The interoperability between Android and Apple, top notch. The interusability between devices, mobile versus desktop, incredible. Now that they've opened up their Pine script, kind of like an open source code platform, you're able to kind of create your own indicators. You're able to bounce the source code and make your own versions and all those types. I just think that the innovation is through the roof. I think that they have built an incredible network effect. Shout out to TradingView. And because of that, am I willing to deal with shitty trading conditions, high fees, and low leverage? Yeah, honestly. And that isn't that crazy? Now, do I also have a CFD account? Do I also have a CFD account because I'm actually trying to get paid and I'm not here doing charity work? Yeah. Okay, but that's between us, and I'm gonna have to accept the risk of that decision. So if anything happens to add it to the watch list, yeah. So if anything happens to my CFD account, I'm not gonna sit here and complain to you guys. I know damn well what happened, and I took that risk myself. But with that being said, I do want the access to high leverage and the access to better execution and all the other benefits. Updates on the prop firms, they're still going through it. I would hang out with those. I would chill with getting a new prop account for now. Bro, if you have a 30 pip SL, do you take TP1 at 30 pips and TP2 at 60? Talk to us about R&R. So my execution strategy is all covered in the live class. So because the strategy is so simple, if I tell it to you now, there is nothing more to it. And I don't want to make that seem like, I'm not going to oversimplify it because there is a little bit more nuance. But when I explain stuff, I don't gotta explain it twice, and it's a blessing and a curse. And so I would highly recommend that you take the NAS100 Masterclass. You will never ask the question again. And no, it's not just about 1-to-1, 1-to-2, because the market doesn't care about your stop, like how big your stop loss is. The market cares about structure. The market cares about rebalancing orders. The market cares about supply and demand, and really just rebalancing orders. So price is coming back down to that entry zone. And I'm going to show you guys how this would look because I'm entering this on my phone, but I'm also going to enter this on here just for a visual for everybody. So this will actually answer your question real quick. Just a kind of an oversimplified version. $2.6 to 1 R on the entire trade. So if I take let's say half of my profits at this target right here, and then I take the other half up here, am I really capturing 2.6? The answer is no. The answer I'm not even going to capture half of that. So there's a few ways to play this game. When price makes it to 1-to-1 or maybe a little bit higher than 1-to-1, you can actually close the full trade. And the reason I started thinking like that is, look, if I'm doing the split thing where it gets up to a 1-to-1 and I take half my trade off the table. So I just took 0.5 of my risk off the table. So if I was risking $500, I just took 250 off. Awesome. And if the market continues to run, let's say I make another 400. So 400 plus 250 equals 650. Beautiful. All right. Now, had I kept my risk on the whole time, if I was risking $500 and had I kept my risk the same the whole time, I would have made, I think, 1,200, right? It's 2.6 times 500, which is, look, I'm just going to guess 1,250, guys. Just give me that one. It's been a long day. So by the way, I did enter the long position. So while I'm explaining this, just keep in mind I'm already in this order. So the amount of money I could have made if I just held the full position all the way through magic, it just hit TP5, I make $1,200. If I do the half and half thing, I can come out with about 650. Okay. Now, if the market comes up and we're floating about 1.5-to-1, let's say we're sitting right above this TP, 1.5-to-1. What's half of 500? So 250, 1.5, that's 750. So if I'm floating $750 right here, it's like instead of taking half and then letting the other half ride and all that, why don't I just take the whole 750? Or let's say it's floating 650, excuse me, 650, same number as here. So instead of having to wait, let's call it 12 hours for the 1.5-to-1 R, you can capture that in about an hour and a half. In the next hour and a half. Does that make sense? By taking the full profits. And if you miss the rest, so be it. At least you got to walk away. So this is how you can take the same exact strategy, and whether you're able to stay on the charts and monitor, or whether you're not able to stay on, whether it comes back and hits break even, or whether it doesn't, you can tailor the strategy itself to your availability, your schedule, your personality, your risk tolerance, and any other factor that could impact your ability to trade the system. Put a 1 in the chat if that makes sense. Put a 2 in the chat if that made zero fucking sense. Rumors of ceasefire, Hamas and Israel. It was more than rumors. There was a resolution put on the table by the US, and guess who blocked it? Big Kremlin and big China. Big CCP. China, Russia, block UN, ceasefire. Let me see if I can actually find the article. March 22nd. This was a few days ago. Russia and China veto US-led. Oh my God, Reuters wants me to turn off my ad block. Is that sus? Is Reuters sus? Okay, so Russia and China veto US-led UN resolution on Gaza ceasefire. Now look, these headlines are cute, but always keep in mind, and this is the same for US government and also global politics. If something very obvious gets rejected, it's because they tried to sneak something else in there that they ain't telling nobody, and they want China and Russia to look like the bad guys. So I used to work up in Congress. What they would do is they'll create like the Save Our Children Act, right? But if you actually look at it, the acronym for Save Our Children is like spend more money on shit that we don't need and give it to Ukraine and fucking carbon dioxide, right? Like that's what's actually in the document, and then probably 5% of it is going to be about saving the children. And then the other side will be like, we're not going to spend $500 billion on this study for how long trees should get hugged before they're happy, bro. We're not going to spend money on that. And they're like, oh, the Republicans hate the children because the Save Our Children Act got rejected. Do you guys see how this all works? Okay, so this is a US-led UN resolution, right? First off, UN resolution just sounds like it's some kind of formal agreement put through. It's just a proposal, just like everybody else. It can be crazy, it can be logical, it can be one-sided, It's just a proposal. And then Russia and China, they throw the two boogeymen and say that they um, vetoed it. Now I haven't read the resolution and I don't know why they vetoed it. So if I'm gonna be honest, they really could have just vetoed something that made a lot of sense, and they really could just be dickheads. But usually it's not how things work. Usually, usually it's they tried to sneak in some random nonsense in there, and no one was having it. Same with this $1.2 trillion omnibus bill. They're trying to sneak like $100 billion to Ukraine in there, and everyone's like, no, that's a bigger deal for me than almost anything else right now. Let me see. U.S. resolution for ceasefire, full text. Okay. Calling for immediate de-escalation. Well, this is a House resolution for the Congress. What's the date? The latest action was October 25th. What the useless. UN press. Give me some. Give me a source, please. For information media, not an official record. Bro, come on, bro. What the fuck? I'm sorry, guys. I just get so frustrated sometimes. They got one job. NASDAQ is in profit. Why are you sounding surprised? What's wrong with y'all? Why are you guys, why is this, you guys, somebody's new here? All right, let me be more respectful. I'm sorry. Some folks actually are new. Yes, yes, NASDAQ is looking good. Do not celebrate too soon because shit could flip mad quick. Instead, just pretend like it's still at break even. I try my best not to look at the money. Like I really try my best to stay on the chart screen. If you guys are still using MetaTrader, you can just stay on the chart screen. If you guys are using an alternative platform, try to hide the profit and loss or see if there's a setting. And you guys can let me know if it's DX, Ninja, C-Trader, if they have a setting to hide the dollar amount and to instead make it points or pips. That will change your freaking life. Or if you can do it by a risk multiple, like 1R, 2R, 3R. Because imagine you're looking at $100, then 500, then 1,000, then 5,000, then seven. At some point, you're like, I'm closing this thing just because of the money alone. Now, imagine if you were looking at it from a points perspective and it went 5, 7, 12, 52. Like 52 points is not the same as looking at $5,000. You're looking at four digits versus two. Psychologically, is different. If you're looking at an R multiple, you're looking at 0.7 to 1. Like it says 0.7. That's the score. Bro, I haven't even made it to 1 yet. What am I celebrating? Like it really, I mean, maybe I'm just stupid and I kind of just need these tricks. I don't know, but it works for me. Works like a charm. And we're not always fucking Gandhi. I tell you guys, like you're not gonna wake up like Gandhi every day. Probably one day out of your whole life, I can wake up like Gandhi. The rest of the time, how about we set up a practical system to succeed at trading? And if we have to use these small tools, might as well do it. Might as well do it. He says on TradingView on futures you can. Love to see it. What about DX Trades, Ninja, C Trader, and all the rest? Good morning, Pops. I hope you guys had a good flight. It was great seeing you guys this weekend. Absolutely incredible. Let me see if I can find this full resolution before I lose my mind. I'm trying to see what was vetoed here. The Speaker from Malta expressed regret that the use of the veto has prevented today's adoption, which is another important step in the right direction and built on resolutions 2712 and 2720. So what is the actual number of this resolution? Okay. Imagine that the UN press website doesn't have it. Okay, Security Council. The US has vetoed two draft resolutions authored by Algeria. Damn, shout out to Algeria for stepping up. Okay. Political messaging. Okay. This is the most recent resolution here. Quick reminder, the NAS100 Masterclass is going to be April 1st to the 4th, which is in 6 days. Make sure you guys grab your seat before it's too late. Grab your seat, learn how we trade NASDAQ, learn how we do this every single morning, and basically start building momentum for the rest of the year. I want everyone to come out to the FX Summit conference. If you don't have the money, well, guess what? Easiest way to get the money is to start trading with us and to just use a strategy that works, build momentum throughout the year, scale your funding, and make something miraculous happen. All right. And they really, when I say miracle, I'm not talking about like a Hail Mary. Anybody can trade this strategy. Anybody can be successful with this. It just depends on how long you're willing to set your time horizon, how patient you're willing to be with yourself, and how disciplined you're willing to be with showing up every day. If you see something, you take it. If you don't see something, that you don't take a trade. It's really all it takes. And if you can show up to a job that you hate for the past 10 years, I can guarantee that you can crush it at trading and have a boring trading strategy and crush it, because you've proven to yourself that you're able to be consistent. Now it's just time to be consistent at something that matters to you and something that's going to move your life forward. Okay? I'm going to have to stop share here and okay. Let me see what I can do. Let me close a few things up. Okay. Little cheat code for you guys. I use Gemini and ChatGPT for a lot of summarizations, especially if it's time sensitive. Like right now, I'm not trying to spend all day reading this, and I really do want to keep my central focus and attention on the charts. So what I'm going to do is, oh, this really was written by the Algerians. Nice. All right, we'll get this translated and then we'll get this moved over. I know some of the Lebanese folks out here having a field day. They're like, yo, is it putting on for the people? Said hate to see and not hanging out anymore. They were a good duo. Bro, what are you, fucking gay? And there's nothing wrong with being gay. I'm just saying, like, what the fuck does it why are you worried about two men's relationship, bro? Fucking let them do them, bro. It's big boy things going on, but like leave the fan stuff to the kids, man. Leave the fan stuff to the kids. Like you don't know these people, man. And I'm sorry if this shit hits a lot of you guys in the chest. Like I'm not here. I don't know. I was telling my family this the other day, bro. I might have whatever Elon has. Might have a little bit of that right? Got a little bit of the touch of the tisms. I'm just gonna lay it out there. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know, right? But it is what it is. So if you guys say something in the chats, I'm gonna respond to it. Please don't take it personal. If I call you out by name, then yes, take it personal. Because who the fuck else am I talking to? But if I don't call you out by name and you get offended, that's just one of those situations where if the shoe fits, wear it. Um, I'm literally just speaking off the top of my head. Am I perfect? Fuck no. Nobody is. But do I have a pretty good perspective on the way things are working? Yeah, I'd say so. I'll give myself a little bit of credit here. He said, Brokeback Mountain, yo, goddamn. Yo, son. No. Red flag. Technical foul on the play. Somebody get Abd on a somebody give him 5 minutes timeout. One of the moderators, 5 minutes timeout. No, matter of fact, that shit was so funny. Leave him in the chat. That's crazy. Okay, I'm sorry. I've been messing around with this thing. I can't find. Here it is. This thing is so short. I don't even need a summary, bro. This is crazy. There is no way that this is talking about Sudan. I thought, man, all right, I give up. No, actually, I'm stubborn. I'm persistent. I'm gonna find this thing. I'm trying to figure out the Middle East resolution, and they said 2724 was the most recent resolution. So if we're talking about Sudan in the 2724, which one is talking about Gaza? The U.S. vetoed two drafts for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire, most recently on the 20th of February. Okay, give me something. The U.S. argued that the draft resolution, which was authored by Algeria, would have negatively impacted the indirect negotiations between Israel and Hamas, facilitated by Egypt, Qatar, and the U.S. Facilitated by Egypt, Qatar, and the U.S. Three countries that I don't think have three countries that would probably should do everybody a favor and stay the fuck out of this conflict, because this whole conflict probably stemmed from some combination of those three. Okay, maybe Egypt. Egypt borders. We can talk about that one. We can talk about Jordan, obviously, right? Al-Aqsa Mosque. We can, there's certain historical context and religious context there. Egypt, Qatar, and the U.S. It's like I'm doing an NBA draft. I got fucking Billy Mays. I got George Foreman and Gary Coleman, right? That's who I got. That's my starting lineup. They'd probably do a decent job, right? It's probably not the hardest thing in the world, but like that just really, I don't know. Okay. So on the 30-minute, we had a closure below, and the 15-minute. 15 and 30, we had a closure below that zone. I mean, we closed above the 290, but we're closing. No, I think we're still pretty good on the closure. We're good. I was getting a little tripped up. Blue line is that paper trade entry. The black line was the lows on the 30-minute, which was the 30-minute body. So we might come down in wick as low as 275. So like maybe 20 to 30 points to push down and grab liquidity. But as long as we close back above 290, this thing has plenty of potential to the upside. I want to see 560 get hit. I want to see 560 get smacked up. And then I want to see 18,600 be the next zone. We didn't even go around. Yeah, we did. Just in the last 2 hours, Bitcoin's booming. When we got on the stream, it was at 68,300, I think. Now it's at 69,200. That's incredible. Cool. When it comes to crypto, I'm really just trying to look for undervalued meme coins that I can buy into. Undervalued meme coins that have not moved yet. That's my number one focus. Okay, so this is the draft resolution by Algeria. This is resolution 173. What the fuck were we just reading? That's 2724. Okay, so this one was about Sudan. 173 is, let's get it in English. Okay, nice. This is too short. I normally wouldn't use Gemini for this, but summarize this in bullet points by main topic. Yo, seriously? Just summarize this text. This is when I start beefing with the LLMs, man. I'm gonna start beefing with the large language models. If Gemini doesn't can't answer the simple question, I'm gonna have to pull out the Chat GPT. I should have just pulled out Chat GPT to begin with. Okay, this is so stupid, dude. It won't even answer it won't even summarize the text. Yo, children, close your ears. Close your ears, children. Everybody, close your fuck fuck Google. Man, this is ridiculous. Did you guys see the recent debacle that they've had with their large language model, specifically their imaging?
Yeah, bro, it's pretty funny.
It's honestly hilarious.
It's
But
ridiculous.
this is low-key frustrating. It's like I mentioned the word Palestine because it's part of a fucking UN Security Council resolution. And they won't even summarize the text. I'm not asking you for your opinion. Like what? Like fuck, do your job. Oh, this is crazy. Be like, wow, Roy is very impatient. Guys, it's a fucking computer. It's like typing in 5 + 5 into a calculator, and it's like, oh, well, my politics won't allow me to answer that. Bitch, 10, 10. That's the answer. Oh, all right. Sorry, guys. I got a little bit heated when it comes to AI. I don't know if you guys can tell. So I'll lighten up once this trade goes deeper in profit. Oh, man, fuck y'all, bro. I'm not here to deal with this bullying. This is ridiculous. And if you're gonna send it publicly. Don't send it privately. Probably not the smartest thing to say while streaming on YouTube. Bro, fam, if they want to take me down, they're gonna take me down regardless. There is nothing I can do or say that's gonna make it worse. There's 5 hot topics I'm not allowed to talk about. I can say fuck Google all I want, but if I come at one of these 5 topics and we all know what they are, uh, then they're gonna kick my ass straight off of YouTube. Because I've said some pretty wild stuff on these streams. I'm gonna be honest. All for entertainment, right? I'm a comedian, right? This is all for show. None of it's real, right? Um, right? All a joke, satire, parody, right? But there's like 5 topics. All right. You want to know who's in charge? Figure out who you can't make fun of. And I'm staying away from all 5 of those. Says language models are crazy with political censorship. Yes. But it's like a see, I was about to make one of those jokes. It's gonna get me in trouble. God, I'm so good. My filter's just getting so much better. That one was about to get me in so much trouble. And then this is how stupid I am. I'm about to explain how funny the joke was by saying the joke. Isn't that crazy? I was gonna, oh fuck it. I mean, you know what? Fuck it. It's not even that bad. I was gonna say it's like dating a crazy chick, right? That's how large language models are. It's like, yeah, the downsides are it's pretty gnarly stuff. What censorship? What? That's nuts, right? When you look at the upside, we literally just summarized this entire UN resolution in about 5 minutes or in about 5 seconds. And I'm going to say, simplify this like I used to eat glue, right? Watch this. This is how much I love these large language models. Just like dating a crazy chick. The upsides, phenomenal. Downsides, equally as bad, right? Okay, a big he said simplify this like I used to eat glue. One of my favorite prompts. I made that one. You guys can thank me for this one later. A big group that makes important world decisions called the Security Council. Yeah. Do you guys want me to go through the official breakdown? Do you guys want this like the eat glue version? Because I like the eat glue version. I feel like all of us can understand this. Okay, the big group that makes important world decisions called the Security Council made a plan about a place called Gaza where there's a lot of trouble. Okay, that's way too simplistic. Now I feel like I'm just disgracing. Here's the what is it? 8 main points. How do they get 8 main points out of a one-page article? Okay. Reaffirmation and recollection of international law and previous resolutions, demand for compliance with international law, humanitarian assistance and coordination, concern for civilian impact, calls for action, support for 2-state solutions, prevention of further escalation, and continued engagement. Okay. So it looks like they're setting out the rules for 8 of the most important aspects of this war that demands global attention. So the first one is the reaffirmation and recollection of international law and previous resolutions. Hey, look, let's reel it all back in. Let's get this shit back under control. Things have gone way out of proportion, and it's time for us to get them back under proportion. And so the principles of the UN Charter and recalls concerning the Middle East and Palestine question. It also references a recent International Court of Justice order regaining provisional measures to Israel, emphasizing the protection of the Palestinian population in Gaza. Bit too late for that, bub. Demand for compliance with international law. The resolution reiterates the demand for all parties in the conflict to comply with their obligations under international law, focusing on the protection for civilians, humanitarian relief personnel, and the provisions of essential goods and services to the Palestinian civilian population. Okay. They're saying a whole bunch of nothing, but then again, this is a summary, so. Humanitarian assistance. Okay, they appointed Miss Sigrid Kaag as the Senior Humanitarian Reconstruction Coordinator for Gaza. Okay, I'll be honest, this one makes me very uneasy. As you guys know, there's about 3 companies that have the contract to rebuild Gaza. And this was a similar issue in Ukraine. This is a similar issue in Syria. Any war-torn country has open contracts to help this rebuilding effort, this reconstruction effort. And it just so happens that it's the same companies going around the world doing it over and over. It's BlackRock. It's the culprit. Every time you look at, oh, I wonder who's been artificially sustaining the residential real estate market and kicking out residential owners. Oh, it's fucking BlackRock. Oh, I wonder who's funding the majority of the political discourse in this country, the majority of the political strife, media, mainstream media, political opposition. Oh, it's BlackRock. Huh. Okay. I wonder who's a settlement layer for the Treasury, and I wonder who's settling trillions of dollars of transactions directly in bed, crony capitalistically with the government. Oh, it's BlackRock. Wait, is that one of those topics I'm not allowed to talk about? Is that one of the 5? I don't know. We'll leave it right there. I love my life. Just in case you guys are wondering, right? Yes. Concern for civilian impact. Oh, how considerate. After tens of thousands of innocent civilian lives lost, the draft expresses strong concern for the disproportionate effects of the conflict on civilians, particularly children, women, and persons with disabilities, and the highlight for urgent humanitarian situation in the Gaza Strip. I'll be honest, guys. And is there any special forces folks in here? Because at this point, maybe I've kind of dissuaded a lot of the special forces guys from even being. No, special forces, man. Special forces folks have the same sense of humor. You guys are fucking hilarious. Are there any special forces or anybody here that's active duty military, active serving military? Would it be possible, because this is something I've wondered, which is targeted boots on the ground approach to be able to minimize civilian casualties in Gaza, if there was a global effort to send special operations teams specifically to go and rescue hostages, to go and rescue civilians, and then to be able to sort of do these coordinated missions? Whoa, OJ, bad. Red flag. Bad, OJ. Technical foul on the play. If you come to Lebanon in May, can you do a meetup? I've been looking up to you since 3-4 years, started my own grind, got funded with TFT 100K, now I'm grinding. Danny, first off, Mabruk. Second off, be careful with that TFT account. Boy, that shit's like fucking lava. All right? Here one day, gone tomorrow. Stack up on other funded accounts if you can. And yes, you think I'm gonna go to Lebanon and not do a meetup? Are you crazy? Fucking the whole country showing up. I start a No, I can't even say that. No, yes, I can say when I start a revolution, a financial revolution, not a political one, financial one, right? Might start a financial revolution, might change some people's lives. Everybody gets aware about the financial system, gets access to the global financial system, gets introduced to cryptocurrency and the potential for getting out of a shitty currency and getting into some better ones. then using all of that wealth to then create jobs and create more opportunity in Lebanon. You got a good plan here, man. Got a good plan for you guys, but all you have to do is show up, and we definitely have something cooking. Yeah, no, Abdon, the Brokeback Mountain joke was crazy. He says, Gemini, fuck with you. Go use Google. Man, fuck Google too. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I've been looking at my phone this whole time. I'm in a little bit of drawdown. It's basically sitting at break even, but I am in drawdown on the entry I took. Gonna give it a sec here, but we'll see. Maybe change it to eat crayons instead of glue. Get a little bit more info. He said, "Oh shit, dude, there's so many funny ones, bro. There are so many funny ones." But I feel like some of them are like actually rude though. Like, no, I'm not gonna go there. God, that's fucking hilarious. I did know some kids that used to like sniff glue and shit though. Like, I'm being honest. They'd be like, bro, do you want to smell this? Like, fuck, no, dog. I don't want to fucking smell that. God, man. American schools are something else. Like, oh, I'm homeschooling my kids. I don't want them to be around that degeneracy. No, I want my kids to see every goddamn thing out there. I want them to see the sniff in the glue. I want them to see all of it, right? This is what you're competing against, kid. Yeah, the bar is not that high. Lord have mercy. Okay, concern for civilian impact, call for actions, immediate release of all hostages, full and unhindered humanitarian access throughout Gaza. Oh, how sweet. Do you guys think, do you guys, how many people think Hamas is going to read the resolution and be like, oh, yeah, awesome, yeah, just fucking release all hostages, sure. What's the point of the resolution here? Support for a two-state solution? Yeah. There was a potential for a two-state solution. There was about a 10% chance of that before October 7th. I would say there's like a less than 1% chance right now, as things currently stand, of there ever being a two-state solution. One would invade the other. Guys, I'm Lebanese. I have a completely different perspective on this, right? We have more Syrian and Palestinian refugees residing in Lebanon that have had to leave their countries because of conflict than we have Lebanese citizens inside the country. We have the largest per capita demographic of refugees in the world. Completely devastated our economy and our demographic landscape. It's a big deal. So I have a different outlook on this. Israel's tried to take our land. Palestinians tried. Everyone's tried, right? Pretty convenient stuff. We got great location. So I have a different view about this. There will never not be conflict at this point. You kill somebody, their cousin, son, 15th relative down the line, the kid they sat in math class, everybody's now a terrorist, right? Or not a terrorist, but a whatever you want to call them. They are now an enemy to you because you're not about to go around the world killing people and then their family not turn you into an enemy. That's how all this shit keeps happening. And I think that this has just reached unbelievable proportions where look, I'm not here to tell folks what to do. This is an unbelievably hard problem, but I'll tell you guys this much. I've been in a lot of conflicts in my life. And there was a time in my life where I really could not defend myself in any way. I had no confidence. I had no ability for self-defense. I had no strength. I had no physicality. And I tried to compensate for it by just always trying to get more aggressive and just, I don't know. It was not good. And when you get in a conflict with someone and you're in an insecure position, you don't want to back down. Like, no one wants to be the bigger person because you're going to look like a bitch if you do. You're going to look like to all your friends, to all your people, you're just saying all this and talking all this. And if they say that to me, I'm going to do this. And if they touch one of the guys, they put a hand on you, I'm going to go and da da da. And now that it's here, you're backing out of the situation. Not a good look. Now, when you know that you cannot defend yourself, you're coming from a place of deep insecurity. You do not want your people to think that you don't have their best interest at heart. You're going to keep escalating the situation. That's what I think both sides, Israel and the Palestinian cause, is now doing. No side wants to de-escalate. Now, after a while, I actually started fighting competitively. I became an amateur kickboxer, and I started getting more comfortable with getting punched and kicked in the fucking head all the time. And to the point where I'm not scared of, confrontation. If somebody hits you in the face, like what's going to happen? Da, da, da. Okay, you break your nose, you're going to be fine. Surprise, surprise, bones fucking grow back, right? They heal. It's not the end of the world. Shit, it might even get stronger. I don't know. Not a doctor. So when I had that level of confidence, I was able to de-escalate, because then people could say, "Oh, he's just being a bitch. Oh, he's trying to walk away, whatever." But deep down that this could go one of two ways. This could get very ugly for everybody, or one of us is going to have to be the bigger person and take it on the chin and walk away. And now maybe not walk away, but I'm not going to get everything I want. This is not 100 and all or nothing game anymore, because the stakes are way too high. And so I think that in order for compromise to happen, there needs to be this middle ground of non-negotiables. And when I say non-negotiables, I don't mean by any means necessary we have to get 70% of the land. We have to get the 1972 borders back. We have to get, okay, we need to start being realistic about the non-negotiables. Fuck the borders. Fuck your land grab. Fuck the cities. Fuck that. The health, wealth, and security of your people is the most important thing. If you do not have that, using citizens as some pawns for a geopolitical strategy is sick to the head. Absolutely sick to the head, and the country should be aware of what their leadership is doing to them. I hope this is making sense to you guys. This is real shit happening. World War III is knocking on the gates, and everyone seems to have the wrong approach about this. It's like, oh, well, this side, and everyone's trying to do history one-ups. Do you guys know about history one-ups? Somebody will always one-up you. There's always a worse tragedy. There is always a more evil dictator. There was always a bigger conqueror. There was always somebody more sadistic. There was always somebody that had it worse. There was always a population that was enslaved more. Nobody wants to play historical one-ups. So instead of doing that bullshit, right? None of us are historians. Let's look at the obvious. If bombs are getting dropped every day, there's no food, water, and energy, which are the basics for a society to thrive. That needs to be the priority. What are the conditions for food, water, energy? Ceasefire. Step number one. Good. Now that we have a ceasefire, what's step number two? It's resolution. Is resolution going to come easy? No. Representatives from, 3 Arab states, representatives from 3 Jewish sympathetic states come together. These 3 global superpowers, these 3 ideally rising global superpowers, maybe you have the Saudis, the Qataris, and somebody else, leave the extremists at home. Leave Iran at home. Take the folks that actually have some skin in the game, that have some global influence, that are able to look at the third order magnitude consequences of what they're doing, because they're going to make suggestions based on a realistic framework. Not Iran that's going to say, it's all or nothing. America has to die and then we'll stop. What fucking world are you living in? Leave the extremists at home. And same with this side. Israel's the only state that's allowed to exist. Israel's been here for the... Whoa. Back home. 3 states. Rational ideas. Non-negotiables in the middle. We start there. Work towards the extremes. You're not going to get everything you want. You're going to have to give up some things in order to get some things. We need a resolution because people are dying, and this is a real threat to global security. And yeah. And if you don't give a fuck about people at all, and all of this was just kind of nonsense to you, just think about the supply chain impacts. Think about how expensive your stuff is going to be. Ain't that nuts? All right, put a 1 in the chat if you guys just got a good refresher in game theory, in in global relations, and geopolitical strategy. Are we good? Yeah, you guys can fucking leave that stupid degree at home. Go tell your teacher to fucking kick rocks. There was only one concept that I appreciated from international relations in college. The concept of rational versus irrational actors. I loved this concept because you stop looking at things as like, really, you can tell how stupid somebody is when they start talking about good and bad, or like a good versus evil type shit when we're talking about geopolitical differences, or we're talking about state differences. They'll be like, well, Putin bad, Ukraine good. Like, okay, I'm gonna put you somewhere between um Forrest Gump and then fuck, who was that? Who was Ben Stiller playing? Simple Jack. Who was is that the one from Tropic Thunder? So okay, you tell me something about so and so person evil, America good. All right, I'm gonna put you somewhere between Simple Jack and fucking Forrest. No, Forrest Gump got to meet the president. I'm not gonna do you like that. Simple Jack, and then what's that character? No, I mean even Ace Ventura was catching bad guys. Because I'm gonna give you somebody. Like I'm talking about Elon is right here. I'm talking about Rain Man right here. I'm talking about Simple Jack right here. You tell me this country good, this country bad. I'm putting you somewhere between Simple Jack and he said Private Pile for full meth. No, bro, I'm going to hell, man. He said Doug Speedman. Yo, fuck, dude. No, there is no way, bro. They're building a box for me right now. I'm gonna cut this out. No, I can feel this. God, that it's all for humor. Oh no. No, Private Pile from Full Metal Jacket is crazy. Okay, so the concept of rational versus irrational actors says that as long as a state leader is acting in the best interest of their people and their country, then they are doing the rational thing. Like we can't expect Putin to do the what's in the best interest of Ukraine because that makes no fucking sense unless you're stupid, right? So what you can instead think of is we can expect Putin to do what's in the best interest of Putin. We can expect Putin to do what's in the best interest of Russia. And as long as, and he could be doing crazy stuff, this is not about good and bad. But as long as he's doing stuff that is in the best interest of his country, he's at least operating as a rational actor, right? Now, let's take somebody who's an irrational actor, like a non state terrorist organization. Let's take ISIS. They're irrational actors because their whole premise is that they're supposed to be building an Islamic state. But they killed more Muslims than I think any other religious group ever in history. Like they're just out here just slaughtering Muslims all across the Middle East. Children, women, all types of shit. No, like nothing, not adhering to any type of nothing. Okay? And so clearly they were not rationally adhering to the principles that they were trying to propagate, at least in the way that the modern world saw them, et cetera, et cetera. That's the way that we should be thinking about things. And so the reason America is in such a fucked situation right now, and that is really creating a lot of problems internally, is because you look at policies that penalize the homeowner versus the squatters, that's irrational. You look at a policy where they keep denying funding towards the southern border so that we can end the migration crisis, even though it's directly going to crush our country. It's going to bring on another 9/11 type attack because clearly we've let in enough terrorists to fucking fund the next world war into this country in the last year and a half. Um, Clearly, a lot of these demographic issues are going to end up playing into inflation, playing into the job market, playing into the open number of jobs, playing into the welfare system and the overall obligations of the government. Clearly, none of these things in any way, shape, or form could ever be seen as a good thing for America. But yet they're still happening. Completely irrational actions, right? So this is why when I call politicians crazed, depraved, when I call them rabid, and all these other like really derogatory terms, it's because they are literally killing us right in front of our face, taking our money, robbing us, and then every couple of years come out and be like, yeah, no, we did that a couple of years ago. We'd never do anything like that again, right? What are you crazy? You're calling you crazy? So that's the government today. Every policy we have right now is hyper irrational. So that's why when Tucker Carlson goes out to Russia and he mentions that Putin is a strong leader and that they have a decent subway system and shit's clean over there, people lose their fucking minds. It's like, how dare Putin and all them do what's in the best interest of their country. They should be doing what's in the best interest of us. You see how fucking arrogant that is? Like Qatar is not going to wave the LGBTQ flag. And I pray on everything that I hold true that they do not wave the flag. Not because I don't support the movement or have anything against it, but because they should not waver their ideals for money or for pressure or influence. Because they should do what's rational for their citizenship, for their people, their religious beliefs. And that's what we can expect from every rational actor. So here's the question, people. Is Israel and Palestine, are they both rational actors? Go. Give me your yes or no. Give me your reasons in the chats. Let's open up this discussion real quick. Now, Danny, trade the TFT account. What I would tell you is take small withdrawals, but do not wait till you have a big withdrawal. Trust me. If it's small, if it's hundreds, maybe even in the low thousands, take it. I can say that they'll pay you out, but there's no guarantee there. If it starts getting too big, they will block your account. I can promise you. I can guarantee you right now they will block you. And yeah. Roy, contact Tina Forte for the Congress. You can get your ideas through to her and she can relay them to the Trump administration. Who's Tina Forte? Tina Forte, stop socialism. Bro, I have no interest in being part of politics. God bless them. God bless everything they do. God bless Trump. But yeah, no, that is not my fight. I've spent enough time in Congress, brother. I am good. This is Dewey from Scary Movie. No, Dewey was fucking hilarious. Yes, we're in profit. Yes, yes. All right. Hip hip hooray. Now, those are two separate questions. Is Israel acting like a rational actor? Are they doing what's in the best interest of them, their people, and what their interests are? Now, let's do the same thing for Palestine. Let's do the same thing for Hamas. Are they rational actors? Now, I would say Hamas was 50-50 because as heinous, which let me make sure I say this, October 7th was absolutely disgusting and heinous. It really was. But you can't fucking pull up to people's houses and slaughter people, no matter what day it is. Were they doing something that was rationally in the best interest of their people? At a certain point, a lot of people who were defending them said yes. They're like, yeah, I mean, like if you cage somebody up for long enough and they get out and escape, like they're gonna come for you and they're gonna make you feel the same pain you've been putting them through. Da, 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 da. And I'm a very vengeful person, so I understood that right off bat. Then I started to think about, bro, you knew that they would come back and slaughter tens of thousands of people. And if you didn't, you're a fucking morons. So then I start to think, were they rational actors? If their goal was to help the Palestinian people, which I don't think that's Hamas's goal at all, is to build their own state because they're fucking lunatics, like a gang. You know, it's like the cartels. It's like saying, oh, the cartels are looking out for the Colombians, like kind of until they blew up the Avianca airline. That's when shit was like, all right, buddy. Uh this shit's not sweet. So I don't think they were rational actors because if you escape and you go and attack the people and then you know that they're going to come back and slaughter every single person in your village and make you watch, men, women, children, make the whole world watch, and you knew this was going to happen. I wouldn't say that that's in the best interest of your people. Okay, honestly. So I would say that they were wildly irrational, and then that's what begs the biggest question, which is the whole reason I brought up the whole point of rational versus irrational is you don't fight a rational actor the same way you do an irrational one. You can tell by the way the conflicts are escalating. Somebody that's irrational, you're fighting them with proxy wars, you're fighting them indirectly, you're fighting them with influence and with sort of just like pressed power and entrenched power by using allies and proxies. And Russia Ukraine is very simple. It's a direct funding of your opposition. Here's the dollar amount that is being donated. Here's the exact amount of munitions that are being launched from each location, the number of deaths, the cities that we are trying to capture specifically. We have Kyiv, we have the Donbass region, we have the Donetsk, these are the specific regions that we're trying to target. And it's a very straightforward political game, unless you're somebody stupid like Don Lemon, right? Oh, Putin wants to take over Europe. Yeah, right? Are you fucking 12? This is what happens when they lower the standards in college. You get fucking Don Lemon. How? How? This is what happens when you lower the standards in America. People, let this be a lesson to all of you for motivation that if Don Lemon can make it without a single ounce of talent, imagine what you can do in this country. Ain't that crazy? I don't know why Don Lemon just caught some strays. I watched his interview with Elon last night. I should have ate glass instead. The guy is an absolute idiot. The guy gets fired from CNN. Do you know how fucking stupid you have to be to get fired from CNN after just being like a political tool? Like, bro, you're dumb as bricks. You say everything they want you to say, and you still got fired for being a political hack. Then Elon throws you the rope. You could have had Tucker Carlson level rise. You could have had an Alex Jones comeback. You could have had a massive platform. No one was tuning in for a Don Lemon. He's like the 30th most popular person on CNN. And Elon gives him an interview. Elon's the most famous person on the planet, by the way, in case you guys forgot. And it's supposed to put his career to the fucking moon. And this guy's sitting there trying to get Elon to censor shit on the platform, trying to like tell him he disagrees with him. Done. Dude, you struggle with the fucking vacuum at home. This guy is building rockets to the moon. No one gives a fuck what you agree or disagree with. I'm sorry, guys. This is what happens, guys. It's been a long week, right? I'm catching up on news. I'm out here reading this stuff. This is what goes through this is why I just cannot interact with stuff anymore. Because I just read it and I'm like, is this a fucking Onion article? Don Lemon fucks up a deal with Elon Musk. The Hail Mary. Do you guys think who here thinks I would have conducted a better interview than Don Lemon with Elon Musk? Who here still thinks that I would conduct by far top 10 best Elon interviews of all time? I think so. That shit would be too high level for me. Fucking Don Lemon. So yeah, if you guys think that you can't be successful in this country, just watch that interview. Say, wow, fucking dreams do come true. I will interview Elon one day. I genuinely pray that it's in his prime while he's in the middle of building these things and has not passed the torch on, because I want to pick his brain about the challenges of building something this important while having the scrutiny that he does. And I want to talk to Elon the human. Everyone's like, oh, ha, 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 Elon is turning on his human mode. Like, you guys think that shit is funny? Bro, imagine sacrificing your entire life, day and night, for other people, and then people clown you. I get how that shit feels. It's not good. I mean, like, I get Elon to some extent because you make a choice to sacrifice yourself for the greater good, whatever, whatever. No one's asking for a fucking cookie. But also, you don't have to fucking make it so much harder along the way, goddammit. For fuck's sake. Like, that's what I want to talk to him about. I'm like, bruh, how are you? If I were you, I'd have just become so nihilistic about the human race. I'd have just been like, dude, fuck this. I ain't saving nobody, bruh. I'm fucking saving me. Fuck this. But he has not done that. And just think about how much shit the media puts him through, how many lawsuits he's currently in, the government's putting him through, random fucking trolls and dick riders online. It's nuts. Mm. All right, guys, it's like watching paint dry. We've been on the stream a little bit too long. Let me know if you have a question. If not, I gotta go. Yeah, Babylon B, The Onion, I bet any satire fucking joke newspaper thing, all out of business. You can't make shit up anymore. You literally, the real headlines are crazier than the Onion headlines. Here'd be a crazy fucking Onion headline today. Southern border resolution finally passes. Unanimous vote. We're fucking deportation of illegals. Wow. No fucking way. Ha ha ha. Guys, look at this. This is a funny joke. Right? This is the clown world that we live in. Woman who owns house actually has rights. Oh, nice onion, good one. This is how clown world things have become. All right, everybody. Happy and safe trading. I went on 50 tangents. I'm gonna watch this back later. Figure out what the fuck just went on. This was a fun day. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I got tons of things lined up to work on, so I gotta hop off. Happy and safe trading. Peace. All right, CA members,